Guys, how did we go from this at the beginning of this week's JJK chapter to this? A 3-page different POV perspective of Maki getting hit by Black Flash. My man Sukuna did not even use Black Flash against Gojo. I want to state that before I go any further. Like, I will pull up the wiki here. Like, this is the wiki, okay? It talks all about Black Flash. It talks about, the feats of it, etc. It talks about who has used it. And if you scroll down, okay, and you keep scrolling, you will eventually come to Gojo. And Gojo used Black Flash against Sukuna. It literally says it here. And if you scroll down, you'll see Sukuna, which is from this latest chapter. During his clash against Maki, Sukuna unleashes Black Flash against the girl physically gifted by Heavenly Restriction. And he just straight up hits her. And once again, Sukuna has not used Black Flash against Gojo or anyone else prior to this chapter of JJK. And I'm just like, he had something personal against her. Like, just straight up personal, which makes sense, all things considered, with the context of the chapter. But it's just like, the fact that he used Black Flash against her, and he never used it against Gojo, just makes, like, the video I made last week, talking about the Sukuna problem right now, more and more apparent. Because the more I see stuff like this within the chapters of JJK, the more I'm like, it's over. Like, these characters, they're cooked. It's over. They're not living. This is game over for the entire cast of JJK. Because at this point, Sukuna has destroyed everyone. Literally everyone. Like, Maki got absolutely bodied. Like, just straight up bodied in this chapter. People are saying, oh, she'll get back up, she'll recover. But let me reinstate something here. This is Black freaking Flash, okay? This isn't like a weak technique, okay? People will be quick to say, we see people get back up and stuff from this, but we gotta remember who is using the Black Flash. This is freaking Sukuna, okay? This is Sukuna. And what has Sukuna done for the last 10 to 20 chapters of JJK? He has literally annihilated over half the cast by himself, nothing else. And according to the last chapter, not even trying. Obviously, with this chapter, yeah, he's trying. He smacked Maki with a 120% maximum of output in the gut. And once again, to represent the damage that she took, Gegi decided to do a 3-panel POV perspective of the impact frame. Just wild. Absolutely freaking wild. Like, bro, it was like some personal animosity, I think, against Maki in this chapter. But, okay, let's talk about Black Flash for a second, and just, like, what this does here, and why is Maki probably not going to get back up? Well, Maki has Heavenly Restriction. I'll pull up the wiki for everybody, just to remind everybody. Let me put this on, I don't want to flashbang everyone. Let's put this back on, dark mode and all that. Let's look at the Heavenly Restriction. So, as we know, Heavenly Restriction is a pretty crazy technique. We had Toji use it, and obviously now Maki is using it. It pretty much makes it to where you can't use curse energy whatsoever. That means the ability of, reverse curse technique and all that, Maki's not capable of. So the damage she takes is perma damage, so to speak, okay? Unless someone else, kind of intervenes or does something. But overall, when it comes to her, she's not able to heal herself. So the damage she took from Sukuna in this moment from Black Flash was a 120% maximum output hit from him. And once again, gonna say this, because it's very important context. According to Gegi's own writing with last chapter, Sukuna hasn't been trying. So we don't know this arbitrary number. Could he be going 75%, 50%, whatever? It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is he hasn't been trying. And he just hit Maki with a 120% hit. So, this is trying. And if he wasn't trying against Gojo, okay? If he wasn't trying against Gojo, this is game over. Like, just GG. Like, one hit knockout. That's what this is. So, Maki, gone. Now, let's get into, this. So, I don't even know how to react to this one, okay? My man, Kusakabe, he has obviously always been an interesting character. I don't care. Like, I'm indifferent to his character. I want to be blunt here. Like, I'm very, very indifferent to him. I think he's funny, okay? I'm going to be honest here. I'm very indifferent to him because it's just like, I don't know. He's one of those characters that just don't want to fight. It's like, okay, nothing crazy, nothing bad, just, average. And, this chapter tries to hype him up. It literally starts off after this, panel, or this color page of Maki stabbing, Sukuna here. We have this, whole page that basically showcases, a bunch of the cast members kind of trying to hype up, Kusakabe, saying, oh, he's the best first-grade sorcerer. And, he basically says he's not, and everything we have seen from him thus far from the story, Kusakabe, he's a coward. He just doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to fight. And, to be fair, to be completely blunt, okay, to the man, this is what actually does make me like his character. If he was to run right now, just straight up be like, I'm not doing this and just leave, I wouldn't even fault him for it. I would honestly say that's probably the smartest thing someone's done all day. Because it's like, if you are a part of the cast, and you're watching this man, Sukuna, body Gojo, and then everyone else after that, back to back, and he's not trying, I would just leave. I'm sorry. It's not worth it. I would just straight up, no, I'm getting out of here. Like, that's exactly what I would do. Because it's just, you're gonna die. Like, if Gojo can't win, and then Maki can't win, and all this other stuff, nah, man, nah. If Jacob's ladder can't hurt, Sukuna and take him down, nah. So anyways, Kusakabe, I don't know what he's gonna do, unless there is some insane, just, ass pull. I don't really see how he's going to do much to Sukuna in the next chapter. Unless he just, like I said, he just leaves. If he leaves, honestly, 10 out of 10 chapter. That would be absolutely hilarious. But getting into the point, though, of this chapter. Overall, I like the chapter, okay? And in context, if I look past everything else I kind of was talking about in my previous video of JJK, this chapter of JJK is legitimately amazing. It makes sense why Sukuna just straight up bodied Maki. I mean, his very motivation for it, he stated it clear as day, and it makes perfect sense, like why he would attack Maki going all out, because her very existence is pretty much a slight to his existence, because it's like, oh, I don't like Jujutsu sorcery, like I don't use it, I don't use cursed energy, I have heavenly restriction. It completely denies Sukuna's very existence itself and just who he is, and he doesn't like that. So him basically being a little bit agitated, wanting to prove himself, saying JJ, Jujutsu, sorcery is a lot stronger than, just heavenly restriction, like the flesh and bone, makes perfect sense. In context, Sukuna going out against Maki, it's completely fine. I think there is nothing wrong with him black flashing her, because it's just like, yeah, okay, Sukuna's a petty man. We know this. Look what he does to Yuji. But, it's just, yeah, I can understand why he did it, but the fact that he never used Black Flash against Gojo, but he used it against Maki, is just like, really? Like, really? I don't know, it seems a little bit unbelievable to me. I mean, I understand that the context of what we've been given, Sukuna hasn't been trying, and all that type of stuff, and, he doesn't really care too much, and obviously this is the fight that kind of agitated him a little bit, because, it mocks his very existence, but still, it's wild to me that after all the damage we have clearly seen Sukuna take, this man straight up just decides to use Black Flash now instead of prior. But, anyways, with that being said, without other forms of context, amazing chapter. Like it is. It's a really good chapter of JJK. But I do need to reinstate the fact that this just amplifies the very issue that has been ongoing in JJK for the last 20 plus chapters. Is that Sukuna is just broken. Like, don't get me wrong. He's obviously the final villain. He's built up now as literally the final obstacle, the final villain. We know we're in the final arc. Yeah, it's completely fine. I see nothing wrong with a very OP strong villain. The problem is, as I said in my previous video, when you make a villain so OP, it starts to become unbelievable for them to be defeated. It's just how it is. And the only way for them to be defeated at that point is either some form of plot device, like ass pull, or just like the character winning. And at this point, with him black flashing Maki, and pretty much at his peak potential right now, kind of like, in the zone, and so anyone that faces him now, he's going to be just hitting you really heavy, you're not going to be able to do much to the man, especially if he's over his 100% potential, and according to what we know, man hasn't been going all out, so yikes. So, overall, my personal opinion, Sukuna should win this. There is no business at this point Sukuna should lose this fight. The way Gegi has wrote Sukuna at this point, I just don't see how he could lose. I mean, Jacob's Ladder literally did nothing. Megami threw. I mean, we had Yuta, wasn't really able to do anything. Maki stabs this man in the freaking heart. Sukuna's completely fine. I mean, yeah, he's pumping it, blood and all that, trying to heal it, but he's completely fine. Was able to pop off a Black Flash. This man was able to counter one-hit techniques with Wicker Basket. He was able to use reverse curse technique, crazy, regeneration. This man hasn't even used, like, his main fire arrow ability and stuff yet, which is just, like, he's still holding back. Like, at this point, Sukuna is still holding back his techniques. Like, he is not even using, like, techniques we have kind of been hinted at in the past. So the fact that that has yet to happen is just like, how could this man lose? It doesn't make sense for him to lose at this point. It doesn't. So yeah, overall, JJK, man, continues to be Sukuna Kaisen, and oh my goodness, like, I'm starting to think that Sukuna might be Gegi's favorite character. Like, at this point, I really think so. And you know why I think that? I think it's because when he used Sukuna to kill Gojo, he was probably like, you know what? I like this man. He killed my most hated character. And then, here you are. So, now, to be fair, I don't care that Gojo lost. People might fake that. I don't care. I'm just talking about the current events right now. It's just like Gojo, regardless if you lost or won, should have done more than what we're currently seeing within the story. I think that's kind of weird. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much. Be safe. Stay healthy. Love you guys. Chibi out.